Good morning, everyone. This is Prakash Kumar Gupta from Brilliant Public School, Behtarai. Today I am with another video of chapter number 16, that is limit, continuity, and differentiation. So, an informal definition first. The limit is taken as input x, okay, approaches a specific value from either side, means left side or right side. In this case, x is approaching c. So we can read it as limit x tends to c fx equals to L. The limit itself is a value of the function, that is its value y. In this case, the limit L. So if fx becomes arbitrarily close to single number L as x approaches c from either side, whether right or left side, then the limit of fx as x approaches c is L. So the diagrammatical example of this limit. Suppose x is approaching from this way. So we will be getting left hand limit. If x is approaching from right side, then RHL, right hand limit, and L, left hand limit we are finding. Okay, the x you can see approaching from 0 to 2, and from this way it is approaching from 3 to 2.5 and to 2. Okay, so as x is approaching from either side, the value of y is also approaching from both the sides. Okay, that only is actually the limit. The next is let us understand this with an example. So here we have to see calculate the limit mode of x. Okay, so x itself, mode of x is itself defined as minus x if x is smaller than 0, 0 if it is 0, or positive x if x is greater than 0. So if x is greater than 0, then mode of x is equal to x, which tends to 0. As x tends to 0, from right of 0, that is the limit 0 x tends to 0 plus we are writing from right side. So it is 0 only. Now if x is smaller than 0, that means left hand limit. So it is approaching from left side. So here also we are getting 0. Now at x is equal to 0, again we are getting 0. So it is continuous, means limit is existing from both sides. Now finding the limit. So first method of finding the limit is direct substitution. So sometimes what happens, or some limits can be evaluated by direct substituting the value for x. Direct substitution works on continuous functions. If the function is continuous now, direct substitution we can do. Continuous functions do not have any holes, breaks, or any gaps. Okay, continuous function means complete curve. Note, direct substitution is valid for all polynomial functions and rational functions whose denominators are non-zero or not approaches to 0. As the x approaches to a certain value, for example, fx is equal to x upon square root of x minus 1, x plus 1 minus 1. So here if we want to find the limit, then direct substitution we can do, and we can get the answer also. Okay, next some formulae are there. First formula is limit sin x divided by x, limit x tends to 0 is equal to 1 always. If we reciprocate it, then also we will get the same. Similarly for tan x and sin inverse x, tan inverse x, sin x to the power 0, cos x, limit x tends to 0, so cos x is equal to 1. Sin x minus a divided by x minus a is equal to 1 if x tends to a. So similarly for tan also, sin inverse, cos inverse, all these formulas. Now, continuity. After the limit, continuity is the topic. So the function f is continuous at a point x is equal to c if limit x tends to c and fx exists, means some value we are getting, defined means proper value. fc should exist and f limit x tends to c, fx is equal to fc. If these three things is happening, then only we can say the function f is continuous on open interval ab. If it is continuous at each point on the interval ab. Okay? If a function is not continuous, obviously it is discontinuous. Laws of continuity. Basic law of continuity. If fx and gx are two continuous functions at x is equal to c, so the following functions are also continuous at x is equal to c. fx plus gx will be continuous, fx minus gx, k into fx, fx into gx, or fx divided by gx. Only one thing we have to keep in mind, gx should not be equal to 0. So you can observe here the first graph is continuous, no break, no hole, nothing is there. Okay, so it is continuous at x is equal to a. You can observe for a. Here at a, hole is there. Okay, so at a it is not defined. That means it is not continuous. Here you can see the third one. Here at fa, something value is around 3 and a only, it is having the value 5 also. So this one also is not continuous. Fourth one, here you can see the hole is there and the value at a is here. Okay, and the line is or the curve is little higher, so it is also not continuous. Break is there or hole is there, that is why. Now, intervals of continuity. Even though not all functions are continuous on all real numbers, that is everywhere, we can still talk about the continuity of a function in terms of intervals. As you may recall, there are three kinds of intervals. One is open interval, second closed interval, third is half open, means one side open, one side closed, or you can say half closed interval. Definition of fx is continuous on an open interval. We say a function fx is continuous on an open interval of ab if there are no points of discontinuity on the interval ab. That is, fx is continuous at any x where x is greater than a and smaller than b. Okay, so you can observe the graphs also. Now we say a function fx is continuous on a closed interval of ab if and only if what, fx is continuous on the open interval ab as well as fa and fp are defined and limit of x tends to a plus, that means right hand limit should be equal to fa and left hand limit should be equal to fb. Another thing, we say a function fx is continuous on half open interval of ab if fx is continuous on open interval ab and fa is defined and right hand limit of fa should be equal to fa only. We say a function fx is continuous on a half open interval of ab if fx is continuous on open interval ab. Okay, next, differentiation. So what is actually the differentiation or the derivative? Derivative or differentiation is written in three ways. Actually, suppose for a function fx we are finding the derivative. So simply we can write f dash x, or we can write d fx by dx. Another thing, if we are assuming simply y, so y dash also you can write for differentiation of y. Okay. So derivative of fx is what? The function fx evaluated at x is equal to a, and it gives the slope of the curve at x is equal to a. Suppose this is the curve now, so we are finding the derivative at any point a, so that means actually we are finding the slope of that curve at that particular point. Okay, now its definition. Derivative means what? So the derivative of function f at a is defined as f dash a is equal to limit h tends to a, and f a plus h means some increment in the original function minus f a divided by h, or derivative of function f at any point x is defined by f dash x is equal to d fx by dx is equal to limit h tends to 0 f x plus h minus f x divided by x. Okay, so this is the proper definition of the derivative or differentiation. Some rules are there. Suppose we are finding differentiation of two functions, and u and v both are the functions of x. So u plus minus v and whole dash if we are finding, that means whole differentiation we are finding will be equal to differentiation separately that we can add or subtract. Okay, u and v, the multiplication of u and v we are doing first, and then finding the differentiation will be equal to first finding the differentiation of u and multiplying it with v, and then finding the differentiation of v and multiplying it with u and adding, so that will be equal. Now u divided by v and then finding the differentiation will be equal to this formula. Okay. Next, some formula are there. Already you are knowing some of them. Differentiation of x to the power n is equal to what? Nx to the power n minus 1. Differentiation of x according to that only. First one. The second one can be found. So it is 1. And differentiation of a constant number is always 0. Okay. And differentiation of x with a product of constant. So only constant number you will get. Differentiation of 1 by x is equal to 1 by minus 1 by x square. Differentiation of square root of x is equal to 1 by 2 root x. Then seventh one is differentiation of e to the power x is as it is e to the power x only. Differentiation of e to the power ax is equal to a multiplied by a to the power x. E to the power ax plus b is equal to e to the power ax plus b, and e to the power minus x square is equal to minus 2x e to the power minus x square. This all we can find also using the formula. Okay, this one we have to keep in mind. E to the power x is equal to e to the power x log ea. Okay, thank you very much.